Hello, my friends. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, well, I hope you had a good time celebrating whatever holiday you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate any holiday at all, well, I hope in general you're doing good. My name is Eric, and welcome back to Carnage Reviews. Nothing represents the holidays more than Pinhead, and we get a whole lot of Pinhead in Hellraiser III, Hell on Earth. Doesn't Pinhead look adorable here? I mean, he just wants to raise some hell, that's all. So before...
Oh, I'll enjoy making you bleed. And I'll enjoy making you enjoy it.
Just a quick reminder to please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, and it's the best way to keep up to date with my latest content. Hellraiser III, Hell on Earth, was directed by Anthony Hickox. It stars Terry Farrell, Paula Marshall, Kevin Bernhardt, and Doug Bradley. Hellraiser III opens with a sleazy nightclub owner purchasing the pillar statue that was shown at the end of Hellraiser II. We then are introduced to a reporter named Joey, who is looking for a news story at a hospital that is surprisingly quiet. I'm not sure what city this movie is taking place in, but isn't that a bit odd? Joey witnesses a man being rushed into the hospital with chains and hooks sticking out of his body. She meets a young girl who comes in with the man, who is the girlfriend of the nightclub owner. After Joey does some digging, the girlfriend, whose name is Terry, contacts her and tells her about the statue her boyfriend bought and how a piece of it had been taken by the guy who was rushed into the hospital. Terry reveals it was the puzzle box. After having sex with some random girl, JP, the sleazy nightclub owner, finds out that the statue is not just a statue. Stuck in the pillar, Pinhead kills JP's one-night stand and tells him that he needs his help to set him free. After being tricked by JP and nearly killed, Pinhead convinces Terry to sacrifice JP so he can be released and cause, well, hell on Earth. Captain Elliot Spencer, who is the human version of Pinhead before, well, he became Pinhead, invades Joey's dreams and explains that he had opened the puzzle box and had served in hell before Kirsty Cotton set him free. His evil was too strong, though, so his demon self hid away. He tells Joey she must bring Pinhead to Elliot's world so they can stop him from bringing hell on Earth. Oh, this movie. Hellraiser 3 marks the beginning of the end, when each Hellraiser film just got worse and worse. And it's sad because the first two films were so strong and imaginative. Hellraiser 3 is not a terrible film, it's not a good film either, but it's watchable and at times it is entertaining. The problem is that it takes everything unique and original about Hellraiser and it strips it all away. And what we're left with is a generic slasher film with some very cheesy one-liners. Let's start with Pinhead. They try to make him into a Freddy Krueger-like character. The emotionless, "No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering," is gone. In this film, Pinhead laughs, he makes a little bit of jokes, not like Freddy Krueger style jokes, but he does make some jokes here and there, and he's pure evil. He is the main villain in the film. In the first two films, Pinhead and the Cenobites, they were neither good or evil. They were just kind of there in the middle. They weren't the center of the story, they were just part of it. Now, there's nothing wrong with Hellraiser 3 wanting to focus more on Pinhead. I mean, clearly the audience wanted to see more of him. He's an interesting character, he's unique, he's different from Jason and Freddy. But I feel like in Hellraiser 3, they really dumb him down a lot. They try to make him more mainstream for mainstream audiences. Hellraiser 1 and 2, especially Hellraiser 1, were movies made for adults. They focused on adult characters with adult issues. Hellraiser 3 seems like a movie for teens. It has a quicker plot that focuses more on action than story, and it also has humor in it. Humor in a Hellraiser film? It's not like Evil Dead slapstick type humor, it's more just silly one-liners. The worst one-liners come from this new Cenobite called Camerahead. Maybe if this wasn't a Hellraiser film, I'd find them funny, but it just doesn't work in a Hellraiser film, at least to me.
That's a wrap.
So, I don't think it was a bad idea that Hellraiser 3 tried to create new Cenobites. I mean, they did do that in Hellraiser 2, with Dr. Chenard, but couldn't they have come up with some better ideas than what they had here? And also, why couldn't we have the original Cenobites back as well? What was wrong with them? So instead of Chatterbox, we get fucking CD Head or CD Cenobite, which I think is how he's credited in the film. And then we get Camerahead, which I think is his name. I mean, how could we go from an iconic Cenobite like Chatterbox to CD Head? And yes, there's a CD Cenobite, a Cenobite who throws CDs as weapons. Why? Just why? Despite the film's goofiness, Pinhead does have some good lines here, and the further exploration of his backstory is interesting, and it doesn't ruin the character's overall mystique. The scene in the nightclub, when Pinhead goes on a rampage and kills everybody, is really well done, and probably one of the best scenes of the movie. It makes me think of that movie Wishmaster, which I know came way after Hellraiser 3, but Wishmaster was written by Peter Atkins, who also wrote Hellraiser 3. But if I'm not mistaken, Clive Barker actually was called later on in the production to kind of fix it. And I think Clive Barker came up with the scene in the nightclub. I could be wrong about that. Let me know in the comments if I am. And even though I find this a bit goofy, I of course have to mention the church scene with the priest and Pinhead. Even though I don't generally really like Hellraiser 3, I have to admit that the church scene is an iconic moment for the series.
I am the way.
The soundtrack for Hellraiser 3 is actually quite good. It takes inspiration from the first film, and it's nowhere near as good as Christopher Young's score, but it's not bad. Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth is not a good movie. They try to make Hellraiser mainstream and turn it into a slasher. And there's nothing wrong with slasher films. I love slasher films, but Hellraiser is not anywhere near being a slasher film, and it should not try to be turned into one. If you've seen Hellraiser 1 and 2, you probably could skip 3 because really, it's not worth your time. However, if you are morbidly curious, I guess there are worse films, especially worse Hellraiser sequels, you could watch. I give Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth 2 skulls. Have you seen Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, please smash that like button. And tune in next week when I look at Hellraiser 4 Bloodline, which to me is the final film in the Hellraiser series. Well, that's it for me today, folks. Remember, if you see a dude trying to take a picture of you with his camera that's attached to his face, danger, danger. And this scene in Hellraiser 3 will explain why.
Whoa, what the
Ready for your close-up, Joey?
Take care, guys.